That hurt. Ouch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim. How are you, beautiful 58,702 at last count, beautiful souls? I know you're doing good because I read your comments. You're good people. Hey, did you like that little prelude this morning till Miss Tammy come down to hold the phone for me? I don't have my selfie stick. It's out in the crusher, so I just heated up some more Sanka. I've been getting a lot of comments about the Sanka. Of course, that's what I'm calling it. But you guys know it's actually Taster's Choice. And this is Miss Tammy's coffee. But it's all we've got, and I've been enjoying it. Now, I made the bacon and the toast for myself. Now I'm going to make that toast again. I'm going to have her video in just a second. I'm going to make cinnamon toast for her. She likes a little bit of a sweet in the morning. And she's going to have a cup of coffee. We'll be right back. Got lots of stuff to talk about. We're back. We're crushing it. All right, we're back. I just had to give you a quick tutorial. Watch your fingers from the lens there, Miss Tammy. If you haven't ever made toast like this, you got to try it. I talked about it already. Get your butter out. I use aluminum foil. You can use a cookie sheet, but I use aluminum foil, and I just kind of go across the butter. If you got a hard stick like that, that's how you cut hard butter, to get you a little thin slice. And then get you some sugar. I don't have the teaspoon here, so we'll use this big one. And I'm gonna liberally sprinkle it right on there without getting it everywhere. Here's some sugar. Here's some more sugar. Tammy loves sugar. All right. Now see, when that butter melts into that sugar, that's gonna make it caramelize and good. And Miss Sherry's got a nice big bottle of cinnamon here. So I'm going to sprinkle this on. I got to turn it all the way up because it's down to the end. Give it that cinnamon flavor. Then we just pop it in this oven that's on broil right now, 500 degrees. And I've got the rack on the very top. I'll show you. Tammy took the little rag away. We got to replace that Miss Sherry left on there. It goes on the stove handle. So wow. I can grab the...
washing it.
You're washing it? Okay, so look, we got that in there like that. And don't forget about it. It won't take very long. Just close the door up, come back in about a minute and look at it. And then take it out. Man, that's going to be good. Crispy on top, soft on the bottom, all that caramelized butter. Man, I got a lot to talk about today. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Missed you, love you. Thank you so much for your well wishes and kind words. We'll talk to you soon. All right, let's just check it out. It's done. Probably overdone for Miss Tammy. Is it, Miss Tammy?
It's fine. What are you going over there for?
Why not? It's a
Because there's plenty of room there.
cool cancel. There you go. Enjoy, Miss Tammy. Cinnamon toast. All right, everybody. We're outside this morning, and it is a crisp, cool morning. I wouldn't go as far as say cold. I would say it's delightful because I know it's going to be beautiful today. In fact, they're talking about this cold temperatures at night around 40s and 50s. It's kind of out of here. It was just a few days spell because it's not quite, late enough in the year for it to get really cold up here. But, the weather, just, don't blink, it changes. Ah, good old Sanka. Folks, we got a lot to talk about this morning. I'll try to keep it brief. But first, I thought since this is our last morning here at the lake house in Albemarle, outside of Albemarle, North Carolina, that subscribers Ben and Sherry own. God bless them so much for letting us stay here. And hopefully we didn't overstay. I know we didn't because they told us. We've been extremely comfortable. They've met every need that I could possibly have, plus my beautiful woman in there, and the good Lord, and all your prayers and your kind words and comments have just really touched the Lord's ear, and they've just rebounded me. I'm excited. I'm stoked. We're going to get on the road again today. We're going to start back with the wearing you out on content. I know you've missed it. I got you hooked. Anyway, let's go down here and take a look at this beautiful property early in the morning and just appreciate what Ben and Sherry have here. They're so blessed to be able to enjoy very close to their home too. We're just outside of the Monroe, Charlotte area where they live and his business. It's a kind of a steep hill, and I'm just taking it easy. We're gonna go up on this one deck here. I know I got the camera facing the wrong way. We'll get you a view here in a second. Oh yeah. You ready? Listen to those birds this morning. So right down here is where the jet skis were. They're gone. I'll tell you a short story. When he came here that day, he gave us a ride on the pontoon boat. I'll show you that right here. You saw how beautiful it was with those seats on it and everything, and out there on that calm water. And then we took the jet skis for a ride. My son was telling me that he's rented jet skis 3 or 4 times down there in Fort Lauderdale. And while it's been extremely fun on the calmest day, it's still out there on the ocean, or the intercoastal. So there's always a little bump on it. And he was noticing the water, like how glassy it is here, that I had the pleasure of riding those jet skis on. Believe me, if you've ever rode a jet ski, there's a world of difference between riding on rough water, of which it can handle it, and really glassy, water like this. You can really skin it back. I really enjoyed that. I couldn't believe the power that I was sitting on there. That thing has got some thrust. It really did. So the story goes, Ben came that day and was so inviting, and was a really good tour guide and showed us all these homes around the lake. I only gave you a partial video of what we saw. Spider web on me. And it's just amazing. Some people are living large out here. You've got everything from, homes that have been here 50 years to where you saw in that video, people are just building properties out here. And I'm talking, these are just their lake houses. I hate to see what they got in town. That's what we say now. You don't just run down to McDonald's from here or to Publix. You got to go into town. You got to get up, make sure you got some gas, and you drive a little bit. It's about a half hour, 25 minutes to go into town. But anyway, Ben came out here and obliged Tammy and I with a full tour. And when he left that afternoon, I helped him get the skis, and he did need help doing that. Tammy drove his Tundra with his trailer. The trailer had been sitting for probably months because they leave everything out for the season, and we had to air those tires up. And one of them was so flat it had a dent up in the tire, just mashed up inside. And he put the air to it. He's got an air compressor, and he blew it up. And I saw him when he was putting air in. I said, man, you put a lot of air in that tire. And he didn't even say anything because I wouldn't have been any good for him because I was sick. But he had told me yesterday that on his way home, he didn't get too far from here. And thank God he was near a little convenience store, and it happened. He had a blowout on the jet ski trailer, one of the tires, and no spare. And he said when it blew out, it was like a grenade. It just blew out. So he went in, and the story goes, there was a young lady sitting out there. I guess her and her husband owned the store. And she said, oh, it looks like you got problems. He says, a little problem, but I can handle it. He takes things in stride. Ben's a character. And anyway, long story short, he left the trailer and the jet skis there. It was dark. It was late. And he had to go to Asheville the next day with his wife for a business meeting. And she said, okay, you can keep it right here. And then she took his name and number and put him in as jet ski guy, he said, in her phone, and texted him twice while he was out of town with his wife, assuring him that the jet skis were fine. So when he got back in town, he went and got a couple of new tires and rims and just replaced them all. And now he has a spare. And that was really inviting and very nice of the sweet lady. That's just the way people are up here. I have to say the kindest and sweetest people I've ever met are right here in Albemarle or in North Carolina in general. People just have a way about them. The country is 50 states, and it's really can be divided into many countries because of cultures and accents and types of food we like to eat, the agriculture, the landscape, the desert southwest of the country and farming, and it's all good. We have a wonderful country. I love it all. I want to get out and see it all and meet everybody. I really do. But so far in my short journey, that's taken me only a little ways out of Florida up here, it's been no disappointment. It's been very, very nice. And I just can't say enough about the people here. It's been great. So we're a long way from Maine. I guess we're not going to go to Maine this year, but I've never been north of North Carolina. I used to say I'd never been north of Atlanta, but now I've been north of Atlanta. But I've been all across the country on the southern part and all the way to California. So now our travels are going to take us eventually on over to Ellijay, Georgia. And we're being forewarned by our subscribers, Tom and Joan. Hang on. It's so chilly out here, my coffee's going to get cold in a hurry. They've been warning us. The traffic that goes up into the mountain area this time of the year, especially around the 15th of October when that Apple Fest starts, is backed up for miles. And I've seen it myself. I used to live in Atlanta. And people used to go to Helen, Georgia for the Oktoberfest. Every route that goes north out of Atlanta is a big exodus. And there's, 5-10 million people, maybe 100 million people. That's what it seems like, that live in Atlanta, and they all want to go. And they fight that traffic. They go. Because they're in traffic every day. It's just part of their life, I guess. But I want to try and come in from the north. We're trying to figure out a secret route, maybe get ahead of it, park the Wolf Pup over to a Walmart about a day before I can get into the chalet, and then sneak in. They're going to have an early check-in for me and have the housekeeping, because, it is an Airbnb, and so it'll be all cleaned up for us. There's going to be plenty of firewood and an axe to chop some more. I'm excited about that. We're going to have a fire. We'll be bringing you guys some good video on that. But that's not until the 15th. We still got to get there. So we'll see where our travels take us. And every day we've been praying that God would just guide us and direct us. And he has been. Not our plan be done, but his. You know that verse in the Bible that says, Man makes his plans, but God has the final say. And so far, he's really looked after. I'm sorry about my voice. He's really looked after us by having, the Hampton there for Miss Tammy and the hospital there, and her being able to use her Medicare to get in there and get all fixed up, and then for us to land up here with Mr. Ben's lake house and to be able to lay up here while I mend. And now that hopefully we'll have all that kind of stuff behind us and we can enjoy the rest. And why that happened and why it was slowed up, I don't know. And let me just touch base on that one moment. We've read, we read all your comments, folks. We read every one. Tammy, she's really been getting on the ball, even answering them, because she just feels for you guys who were wanting to know what I was doing, how I was doing. And so she's really getting more and more involved with the channel. And I love her for that. But we do read some comments that, and you can only speculate, and I speculated too. Since we made the Pampered Chef video, it's just a virus, folks. There's something going around. I told Tammy last night, never in my life have I known so many people in my immediate circle that all fell ill at the same time, or around the same time. So it's just a big virus. And when I say that, it wasn't because these people were at that Pampered Chef party. This is just, and then I've been hearing it on the Weather Channel, talking about the flu season and how it's spiking. There's just a bug and a virus that's going around. And so we started looking and, searching online about how long you're contagious and all that. And supposedly you are contagious after not having fever for at least 24 hours and not having any kind of medication to suppress a fever. And I'm long past that. I'm good. And a couple of comments that were a little concerned about me going around and being a spreader. I never got out of my truck. I had intentions of going to town. But of course, once we drove out of here about 30 minutes into town, I never got out of my truck because I lost all my strength. And that's why I didn't make any videos yesterday. I was up in the level of health. I was on the other end of it, but I didn't have the enthusiasm. Yesterday it was just still. I have slept, 30 hours. It's just constant. So, when we talk in the videos about having less runway in front of you than you do behind you, and how you age from 62 to 67, and you get to a point where, you don't want to do as much because every year, you're just that much older, and, some people are different. You could fall a little weaker, a little less ambitious, a little less of this, a little less of that. You just start to, go down a little bit. I use that analogy in the healing process of how I've been the last few days. The layers of going down, which is terrible, and then when I was coming up on the other end of it, even though all my symptoms stopped, I had just no strength. And then yesterday, while I felt pretty good, I just didn't have the enthusiasm or the voice. And even last night, watching TV with Tammy, I finally come out in the living room and watch TV with her, watching this 1883 that Ben suggested. Fantastic show. We only got into a little bit of it, and now we're out of here, but I'll pick up on it again sometime. Sam Elliott. And anyway, just sitting down there in the living room, I could tell. I told Tammy, I said, "Can you tell I'm better?" She says, "Oh, yeah." So I wanted to sit up and watch TV. It was kind of back to normal. It's kind of an invisible line that you pass through. And that's just why life is so important to live every day. You never know when you might approach your next invisible line. And, you go to your ever so different layer of less. So live your life, folks, every day. Get out and enjoy. I'm enjoying it. Look at that fog coming off the water there, because it's going to warm up today beautifully. So this video is going on a little bit too long. I just wanted to say good morning to you and tell you guys how much I love you and appreciate you. I'm going to get the crusher. The crusher's dirty. I can't stand that. I'm going to hook it up to the Wolf Pup, and we're going to make our way west. And I don't know where we're going to go. I really don't. We're going to let the good Lord lead us. I know I want to get up into the possibly the Cherokee area, and maybe hit a campground up there with a campfire at night and video that for you guys. definitely, you could definitely have a fire. Have a fire right now. But anyway, good morning to you. Thank you again for everything. I'm sorry I left you concerned. I'm back and I'm crushing it.